Hello, I'm Tracy Mancini, President of Carteret Community College, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Sound Bytes, the official podcast of Carteret Community College. Today, I am thrilled to welcome Representative Pat McElraft from the North Carolina House of Representatives, 13th District. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mancini. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the invitation, and I just am so excited about this new thing you're doing here. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you. And before we go too far, we should probably say that we didn't plan to wear the same colors today, but we are both attending a Delta Kappa Gamma event this evening.
That's right.
And Representative McElraft is going to be inducted into Delta Kappa Gamma, which is a sorority of educators. And we're thrilled because she's been so supportive of education in our state. And so congratulations on that.
Thank you. I'm very honored to have been asked, and I'm surprised because I'm not an educator. Actually, I sold microbiology products for 30 years, but I guess I educated my clients, my customers, but that's about it. But I support education, absolutely.
Well, thanks. And I'd actually, and their color is red, which is why they've asked us to wear red for that. So that's why we're both in red, but we kind of are like twins today, I think.
I wish I looked like her. But anyway.
But we are so excited about, and when you just said about your career, you and I have talked before. You visited our campus, and you've mentioned that you are a product of community college as well. So could you just remind me a little bit of your history and your relationship to community colleges and how that led to your current career or your former career?
Absolutely. Well, you and I have something else in common. We're both Marine wives.
Yes, we are.
And my husband and I spent 30 years, I say I because I was there too, 30 years in the Marine Corps. So as we traveled around, I would do a little college here, a little college there, but never was really able to get a full education or a full degree. I started out in journalism, if you can imagine that. We have great local people in our press, but a politician and a journalist really do not go together very well. But anyway, that's where I started my freshman year, and then I went into a nursing program. After my husband and he was getting one of his master's degrees, I went into a nursing program. And then after that, we moved to Jacksonville. We had orders to Jacksonville. And Coastal Carolina Community College had just started their MLT program. And so,
what is MLT?
Medical Lab Technology.
Great, thanks.
So you can work in a lab, an industrial lab or a clinical lab anywhere. And so I went through the program. There were 17 of us that started, and only 5 of us graduated. But I was one of the graduates of the first MLT program. You actually have an MLT program, I think, here too, don't you?
We have medical assisting.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. All right, not lab then. And did my practical at Onslow Memorial. And then we moved again, and I worked in California in that field, and I worked in Kansas in that field, and then found out there's a little more money in sales than there is working in a lab. I got into sales, microbiology sales, and did that for 30 years. Wow. In the D.C. area, and then here in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia was my territory. And loved every minute of it, and also did some local politics at the same time I was doing that.
So what made you decide to turn toward politics then?
Well, that was kind of a fluke too. There was a group of developers in Emerald Isle that were running for town commissioner, and they said, we need a woman to soften the ticket. And so I agreed to be on the ticket. They said, we know you won't win because you don't really know that many people. You just moved here. Right. And as luck have it, I'd be the only one that won on that slate. None of the men won, but I won. And I think it's because the other our opponents said, if you have to vote for one, vote for the woman. And I think that's how I got into politics.
Goodness.
It was an accident.
Wow. Well, we've been so fortunate, and your history with a community college has benefited all of us. I know you represent the 13th District, which is Carteret and Jones County,
Yes.
Both of which have community colleges, and you've been on our campus. And you're just such an empathetic listener when you are on campus, and really demonstrate a lot of respect to our faculty and students. So we appreciate that. And also, the General Assembly's been very good to community colleges, particularly in the last budget year.
Yes. I think we all recognize, we talk about this in our caucus all the time, we all recognize how important our community colleges are to our state. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think more important than our university systems, and there's a lot of us that feel that way, because there's so many more that can go to the community college and afford to go to the community college. And we need those folks out supporting the working environment, because we need plumbers, we need welders, all the people in aquaculture. You guys do such a terrific job here of training folks and getting them ready, career ready.
Thank you. We just did a new mission statement in November, and it says we want to serve and empower our students and our coastal community, and we do that by providing a good employee pipeline to our employers in the county, and a lot of that is through workforce development and some of the 2-year programs we have, as well as preparing people to go on to 4-year schools. But
amazing.
It's been really, it is a wonderful system. I'm passionate about it too.
Well, my husband, after he retired from the Marine Corps, he was actually a division chair for Coastal Carolina Community College.
That's right.
For 16 years. So he's a community college educator and division chair over there.
That's
for
fantastic.
16 years. So we've known the community college either by his work or through my experience by getting an associate's degree. It's amazing. It's been good for our family.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is the new legislative and priorities and agenda that the State Board of Community Colleges, North Carolina Community College System, the Association of Trustees, and the President's Association have put forward. And we're, it revolves around valuing employees and valuing students, and really tries to get us closer to the same pay for faculty and staff that the neighboring states have. Right. And what are your thoughts on that right now?
Well, I think it's important because we need to keep the great folks that we have at the community college, in all facets, not just the teachers, but also the staff and everyone else. We need to pay well. And we were very blessed to have that little extra money to get that thing started, and I'm hoping we can keep that up, because if you don't pay well, you will get other states pulling our folks away, and we don't want that. We've got to be equal. We pride ourselves in being the lowest tax in the Southeast, and we need to be at least equal to, maybe better paid in the community college, because North Carolina's community colleges are second to none. We are amazing. And so
we're really setting the pace for a lot of other systems, and I love that you came and visited our campus and went through our automotive systems, technology building, and welding shop.
It's amazing.
It was great. Yes,
and they need automotive techs so badly now. So it's good that we're getting them trained and not just sitting back and waiting until there's a huge shortage. And we were talking earlier about the nursing shortage, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to help with that too, because healthcare workers all around there's a shortage. In fact, I'm thinking about going back to work. No, not really. Well, no one wants me to draw their blood.
Well, I was telling folks yesterday that my mom is 80 years old, but she, for some reason, maintained her nursing license all these years, and she's been getting calls to come back and make a lot of money.
Oh, my goodness.
I told her please not to go back.
Well, thank goodness we still have her healthy, and that she's even thinking about that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she's great.
That's good.
Well, I do want to say thank you because of COVID, things have changed quite a lot, and we had to come with our budget request this year asking for some budget stabilization money because our enrollments were down, and all of us our budgets are based on an enrollment model in arrears, and so we this year have had the dilemma of getting a lower budget and what were we going to do with that, and we requested 95% of our previous year's budget, and the General Assembly came back and gave us 100%. So
that's the respect that the General Assembly has for community college.
We are so
right
grateful
there.
for that. Well, thank you, and we just all want to say thank you because it's been really a blessing.
Well deserved
yeah.
is what I say.
Thank
you
you
for all you do, and everyone in staff and on faculty. Really appreciate.
Well, thanks. We do have a tremendous faculty and staff.
Well, we're blessed to have you too.
Oh.
I want everybody to know how wonderful it is to have Dr. Mancini here. Just what an addition to our community college.
Well, I was going to ask you, because we get along really well, and we've had a fun time these past couple of years, but you've decided not to run again, and what led to that decision?
Well, my husband. No, I'd keep running until I died probably. But no, I love what I do, and I love helping people. And I just turned 75, so I think it's time. It's time to let some of the younger people get in there and have their ideas. I think it's time. I've spent almost 20 years in public service as a town commissioner, county commissioner, and now it's the state representative. And like I say, I love every minute, and I hate to leave, but we've got some good folks that are running, and they'll take care of you.
Oh, well, thank you for your service, and thank your husband for his service in the military, in the Marine Corps.
Thank you.
We will miss you, but I want to say what's been fun working with you is that you're so humble, and you make it so easy to be around you and to talk with you about issues and ask questions. It's just been great. So I've enjoyed, and I hope maybe that we'll see you maybe you can come to the college for a class in your retirement or something.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
A second or third career, whatever it's going to be, a third or fourth career. I might do that. I was thinking about learning how to grow plants. I noticed you are having a big plant sale today. I'm going to run by there, hopefully. But hey, something like that, I need to learn. I kill everything that I grow.
Oh, no.
So you never can stop learning.
No. Well, speaking of that, I always ask guests what they're reading, and I'm wondering if you have something on your nightstand right now.
Here's my answer to that. I read the Bible. That is my number one book. But when I have time for other reading, it's usually medical journals when I was in microbiology cells, or legislation, past legislation, emails. I probably have 150 emails at night to read and answer. Wow. And so I don't have much time to read. No. Even though I love it, but I just don't take the time. So I think in retirement, you can ask me that again, and I'll have a book for you.
Okay, that sounds great. I'll tell you what I'm reading.
Tell me what you're reading.
I just started Christy Woodson Harvey's The Wedding Veil. We had her. She's a local author. She's from Beaufort, and we just had her at the college last week to unveil her new book, and she was just delightful also. So I can recommend that to you.
Okay, The Wedding
Veil. It's a historical fiction, and it's kind of based on some of the Biltmore history, Cornelia Biltmore and Edith Biltmore, and then it has some contemporary fictional characters.
No microbiology or legislation in it?
It's pure retirement fun.
Okay, I will get that book.
That's great. Well, do you listen to music?
I do, but that's a sad thing too. I'm a sad person.
No, you're not.
I'm driving to Raleigh for 3 hours. Do I listen to music? No, I turn on Fox News and listen to the country going terribly wrong or falling apart or whatever. But that occupies my time. Every once in a while, I'll switch to music.
Well, it's a great use of your time to stay informed and listen to the radio. I do the same thing, too. I listen to news on the radio just going from home to work and all of that. Well, the reason I asked is because I wanted to make sure you knew about our first large-scale concert that we're hosting on Carteret Community College's campus. It's called Celebration on the Sound, and we're going to have major country music stars playing on campus, and a carnival and fireworks and all of that. We have
on campus.
On campus,
that's
May
great.
13th and 14th. There will be Parmalee, which is actually a Greenville band, and Randy Hauser. And the opening acts are Avery Anna and Shy Carter. And I have to say, I listened to a song by Shy Carter, and it made me cry. It was such a beautiful song and video called Good Love. So it was really fun.
We don't start back until May the 18th. So unless I'm gone at that time, I will be there to listen to that. So
Wonderful.
I'll find out more from you.
Okay, we'll keep you posted about that. And I don't know why, but I just want to share this little story when I just said that listening to a song made me cry. Last night, I actually went to our aesthetics lab. In the evening time hours, they take patrons. And so you can have a facial or get some work, get a massage, waxing, all sorts of stuff. The students need a certain number of hours in order to sit for their license. So I went, and the instructor was there with the student, and the instructor said, well, she's a really good student. She's done well and learned a lot. And then the student turned around and looked at her and said, well, she's really a great instructor. And the way she said it with such heart just brought tears to my eyes. And it reminds me again that we have such amazing faculty who are doing great things for our students and mentoring and helping form them into professionals who are ready for careers. So I've been blubbering a lot lately.
Well, don't blubber, but now that you've mentioned it, I need a facial too, so I'll go talk to her and cry a little bit. So.
Yeah. Well, it is such a treat to have you here today, and I hope you will continue to visit us at Carteret Community College.
Always. Even after I retire.
Oh, that would be great. Well, thank you very much.
You.
And thanks for listening to Sound Bytes. We hope to see you next time.